So you hear people talking about how easy it is, others talking about how hard it is. And the great news about all of this, the decision's not permanent.
The decision is
Right.
not permanent. So what does it mean that the decision is not permanent? Well, in our case, our children have gone to traditional school. They went to charter school. Then we decided to, homeschool them. And then a few years later, that we were living during a time in our family that we all needed a breathing room.
Right.
And at that year, the kids went back to traditional education, had an amazing experience, an amazing experience. We could have let them stay on
That's
traditional
right.
education, and it was an amazing experience. And then we decided to return to our homeschooling journey. Now, we did talk a little bit about this on the first episode. If you guys want to understand why we said yes 3 times to homeschooling, you guys can go back and watch. We're not going to go, through that, but I think it's, a good watch. But the fact and the most important thing is it was not permanent for us and continues not to be permanent for us.
Well, just as a case in point, we made the decision to go to homeschool 3 times. Starting with traditional school, we made that decision 3 times, and we discovered our children weren't behind.
Yeah.
That we did make a lot of modifications on our mode of homeschooling, which helped. We learned a lot about homeschooling. Sometimes you don't understand something until you just got to go and do it. And what we discovered is there's a lot of support. There are a lot of folks out there that have similar situations. I want to just touch again about the fear and the shame of making this decision. If you feel this way, you're not alone. We were there. And still, this summer was the first summer where we didn't question, well, are we doing the right thing? We
Yes.
finally felt comfortable. And it took, 8 years of this journey?
And honestly, and it has to do with the alignment, because here's the thing. We were very lucky to have mentors in our homeschooling journey that told us right in the beginning when we were struggling, because the first year is not an easy year, and we're going to talk about that, and how you overcome the first year. But the first year is a year of trials and errors, right? So we are on that place, and we were told, listen, this doesn't need to be permanent. If it doesn't work, they can go back to school, to traditional education. So what happens is, in our case, we did year by year. So we would make a decision in August. Okay, are the kids going to continue to homeschool, or are they going to go to traditional education? Okay, we're going to continue to homeschool them. Okay, you know what? It's going to be all right. Second grade, we're going to homeschool second grade. The end of that school year, then we would go to a whole summer reflection. Do we want to continue this journey, or do we want to go back to traditional education? And then we decided again, up to the point that we said, no, this year they do need to go to traditional education because we need a breather room. And that's okay, right? So that is the first thing that we would like to tell you who are questioning and who are struggling. It is not a final decision. You can homeschool your kid for a season. You can homeschool them for a semester even.
Right.
You can homeschool them for a year. And if you identify for whatever reason that that's not for you, that's not for your child, you can simply put them back into traditional education. There is no harm.
That's right. And it was very easy. We were worried, okay, now they're going back to school. How's it going to work? And they adapted immediately. It was incredible.
Yeah.
So,
I think one of the things that happens is, for example, that may happen, right? That the curriculum that you chose for your child on home education is not 100% in alignment with the curriculum that the traditional education would teach the child during that year, that specific year. But there is no behind. That is the thing. I think another thing that is very important for you to remove from your mindset is the word behind. Because when you're teaching anything, what you are teaching your child is not so much about the subject, but you're teaching them how to learn.
that's right. And the learning needs to be foundational. We're not teaching for the test. We're not teaching for some achievement, especially at elementary level. Are they learning the basics, and are they learning them well? And if you're doing that, and it's what grade level they should be, what the level of the subject material should be, and if you're homeschooling at that level, they're not going to be off by much. And if you discover there's some areas where they need some strengthening. You can tutors,
And even
online
and
resources, and
listen, it is reversible. Let's put it this way, it is reversible. So this is what we like to tell you about this. You can always put them back to traditional education, but one thing that you cannot do is have the regret of not trying something different.
That's exactly right. So it is an important decision.
Yeah.
It has a lot of factors associated with it that we talked about before, but it's not irreversible. And we discovered it's a doable thing because we always had that safety valve of, well, we can always go back. If we feel that it's not working out for the family, for them, then we can just go back. And it was very easy to do. So please don't feel that this is an irreversible decision that is going to block you from trying to do the homeschooling journey.